Welcome to MatchED's Match of the Week, where we bring you amazing products and stories that have captured our attention and heart. I'm Carly, co-founder of MatchED, and today I get to introduce you to Makenzie and Dallas Klenke, the powerhouse duo behind Kenzie's Kids and their new Adapt Fit app. They are making fitness inclusive and confidence building and fun for kids of all abilities. And they're creating tools that really empower families, educators, and entire communities. At MatchED, you know our heart and mission is to empower parents and educators and vendors with a hub for personalizing learning. And this week, the Klenkes are showing us what that mission looks like in motion, as they are the link between the special needs community and the fitness world. So let's dive in. All right, can you guys tell us more about Kenzie's Kids and who it's designed to serve?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for that introduction.
That was
So
amazing. That was great.
So a little bit about Kenzie's Kids. Yeah, we are a mobile gym and we started Kenzie's Kids to service the special needs community as well as students of all ages and ability levels. We are former teachers and we saw the need for fitness, social emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, everything. We saw the need, and so we realized we could fill that need
No, we definitely
with
could.
our backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing when we started Kenzie's Kids, we both grew up with different backgrounds in fitness and different backgrounds in the special education field. But we knew that like growing up, we had mentors, we had these, coaches that helped us get to a point in our lives that now we can do this. And we want to be those people for the families and the kids that might not normally get the same chances, me playing basketball or her playing softball.
Right.
So just trying to be kind of that light to those that don't normally get that chance.
Everybody deserves the gift of fitness, and that's what we're here for.
That is so cool. And you guys, you got to see what they have to offer because this is not like a hodgepodge. It is well done. It is fun. It is super engaging. But what inspired the creation of your new Adapt Fit app, and how does that connect to the work you're already doing with homes and communities?
Yes, so we want to serve everybody, but we are only two people, and we can only hire so many people. And we thought, well, the best way to be able to service everybody and nationwide would be a fitness app because we all have phones, we all have laptops, or some way that someone can access a fitness app. So we decided to create Adapt Fit. It pairs perfectly with Kenzie's Kids. We have our student profile, our parent adult profile, but also we have an adaptive profile that caters to those who may need to be seated the whole time or just more of that support. And so we're able to reach not just students, but we're also able to reach the elderly and the parents who also need fitness in their life too, helping create that community.
Definitely. And I think when we created too, after doing what we do, we're in a lot of homes. So we get to see kind of a lot of the family's needs up front. So by creating Adapt Fit, we realize we're in these homes where there's, 5 kids, 2 parents, and it's, going to the gym isn't as easy as just getting in the car and going. So
Yeah.
being able to have something for, like Kenzie was saying, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, but then also, the little brothers and little sisters all in
Yes.
one place when we can't be there.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's amazing. And you mentioned you have a background in special education. So, what role does that play as you're designing movement sessions and you're kind of incorporating into all your fitness tools?
Oh, yes, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
So being coming from the special education world and the behavioral world, it has taught us how to very quickly see and address any sort of behaviors,
Yeah.
wanted or unwanted, any sort of emotions, sensory needs that an individual may have. We've been able to very quickly see those, adjust a session, and create, honestly, a framework and a curriculum for all of our trainers
Yeah.
to recognize and adapt various movements that would meet the needs of those students.
No, definitely. And I think one thing that, we like to always say to our trainers, I'll go in with a plan, but be prepared where that plan might not be the exact thing you're going to be doing throughout the session. It might be
Right.
a little more breathing work that day. Oh, hey, we were doing more agility, but it looks like we're doing some heavy work to help get some of
Yes.
those emotions out. But yeah, just kind of creating something that can be for everyone and
Right.
positive.
Easily adaptable,
Yeah.
easily scalable, focus on the sensory needs as well as functional fitness, things like that.
That's amazing because you are talking to moms, and
Yeah.
we have learned, right, that I mean, as you guys are about to find out very shortly, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
very soon.
Very
Yeah.
soon. Yes, I'm
Okay, couple weeks, right?
31 weeks pregnant now. So
Yes, that you constantly do have to adapt, and so the
Yes.
ability to do that in your program is really cool. So how do you approach confidence building for kids who maybe haven't felt successful in other environments, either fitness or just in life? Like how do you approach that?
One thing we'd like to do, I think, when we get any client, but especially someone that's just not new to, that's new to athletics or just anything like this, we'd like to meet them where they're at. You know, we're not going to expect them to go out there and, you know, do everything perfectly. We want to set them up for success by doing things that we know that they can succeed at, and then we build off of that step by step, session by session.
Right.
And the really cool part I think about this job is when parents sign up, they know that their kids can do this stuff, but then after a month, they're blown away by like, wow, I didn't realize he could do that. I didn't think, you know, that's amazing, you know. And so by being able to create these sessions that are tailored directly to the clients, their actual needs, it's really cool to see them grow and just what they can achieve.
We like to instill that intrinsic motivation with the clients so that they want more. They want to do more. They want to see what they're capable of. We tell them they're capable, but then we actually get to show them by the specific things we have them do. And once they see that, it is so fun to see all of our students just getting so excited and proud of themselves. And we want them to feel that way. And we always say we're not just personal trainers coming to somebody's house. We're their mentors too. We want to be setting good examples of how to be a good human being as well.
That's so cool. So, do you have any favorite stories? Like, are there any stories that you're like, oh, this was so cool to see that you would be willing to share?
So many. It's
I
hard.
I think overall, though, I think one of my favorite things is as a business that we've been around here for 2 to 3 years now, we don't have clients that just sign up for a month and then, okay, we'll see you eventually. We've probably got over 20, 30 clients that they've been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just showing, you know, but able to see where they started on day one, where it might be just handing them the ball and then them dropping it to now they're doing bench press, they're doing battle ropes, they're doing everything. So really just, I think the overall story of all of the clients of where they've started to where they're at now because they haven't given up. They keep pushing and just, you know, beating the odds even more.
And the thing I love so much about it is that what Dallas is saying applies to all of our clients from all the different ability levels. So from our non-speaking clients all the way to our clients who are going to be really good athletes, you know, like they're in high school, they're ready.
Basketball, sports, anything.
Yeah. So it's just such a wide range that, like he said, where we meet them where they're at and to see them grow, it is just so fun to see. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's so many I'm thinking of. We won't go into all of them, but
And that goes even to, I think, into a little bit when we hire someone, we're not just, you know, hiring a trainer that you find at a local gym. We've got to make sure that they have the heart like we do because we can't be with them all the time. So, you know, one of our lead trainers, Alexa, she is, you know, we get emails from parents, oh, she's already changing our family, the heart that she has. And so I think that just as a whole speaks to our team.
So I didn't prep you for this question, but as I'm watching both of you, it's so evident that what you do is so heart-based. I mean, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you wake up every morning and just pour your heart into what you're doing?
we always like to say, if not us, who? You know, it's been my life goal since I was 12 years old that I want to be a light to the world. And going through, you know, college, everything, choosing the special education route. And then as I've developed, okay, how can I actually reach and serve more people? I realized, you know, starting our own business was the right route. And if not us, who? That's, I mean, honestly, and just to make it simple, we know that God's given us the abilities and the drive to be able to reach all these people, families, kids, everybody. And so we know, like, well, we were given these talents and abilities. We need to use them. We must. So,
well, you made me cry.
I know.
So we know that it's our job to be a blessing to every single person we meet, no matter who they are, no matter what their age is.
Yeah.
It's our job to do that. So we want to do that responsibly and through love, care, and that's what we're creating with Kenzie's Kids, is a community who also can benefit from that too.
Well, everyone is going to see why we wanted to have you guys on here, because that's amazing. I can't even talk.
I know it too. I was like, oh my gosh.
But I mean, if not us, who? I mean, that's beautiful. So, I mean, if you're starting out on this parenting journey, and as you're talking to a whole bunch of parents here, if you could say one thing to a parent who feels overwhelmed and they're like, I'm not sure if it should be me, or unsure where to start, what would that be?
Honestly, I think when we think of that, it's, just don't give up. It's, it's one of those things where we've seen what can happen when, the right person comes to life to help, to mentor and things like that. Things can change, maybe not overnight, but just over time. We're always here to help. We always want to be that light in the world to people, but the really big thing is just not giving up and just really, trying to keep that faith and just fighting forward every day.
Right. I want parents to know that their child is so much more capable than they ever could have imagined. And they are too. It's important that the parent doesn't dismiss themselves either. They have to put in the work too. We only come for an hour a session. So, I want the parents to not be discouraged themselves and to pat themselves on the back too, because they deserve that too. And just know that they and their child is so capable, and we're just there to bring that out. Bring it out through love, acceptance, structure, all of it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you guys for what you do. We are so excited at MatchED just to have a similar heartbeat and to see what you're doing. And so everybody go check out Makenzie and Dallas. Where can everybody find you besides on MatchED?
Yes, so our website is www.kenzieskidz.com. Pretty easy to remember. And then our Instagram is where we showcase a lot. Well, we showcase everything on our Instagram, which is just Kenzie's Kids 22.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today, and God bless and good luck.
Thank you so much. You too.